What is first? Adonai. Thousand. Teach. Tav. A mark, sign, X or cross. Ownership. To seal. Covenant. Join two things together. The last. Let's remember those things right there, because it's going to be very important to remember. Second Timothy chapter 2 verse 15. Do your utmost to present yourself approved to Elohim, a worker who does not need to be ashamed, rightly handling the word of truth. That's an interesting verse. So now, let's go to Yohanan. Verse 1. Chapter 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with Elohim, and the Word was Elohim. He was in the beginning with Elohim. All came to be through him, and without him not even one came to be that came to be. In him was Hai, which is life, and the Hai was the light of men. And the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Okay. Now let's remember that also as well. And this is what it says. In the beginning, Elohim created the Shamayim and the earth. See, now we're missing something. Now that you've seen that, and that's in all translations. Here we have what's an interlinear app. It has the Hebrew and its translation. We have some Strong's numbers. And what it says is Bereshit, Bara, Elohim, Et Ha-Shamayim Vu Et Ha-Arts. So now, let's look at the translation. In beginning, created, God's, or God, object marker, the heavens, and object marker, the earth. Well now, see, we just seen in the translations, something's missing here. That's right. Object marker. So let's click on that number. It. Sign of the definition, direct object. Not translated in English, but generally preceding and indicating the accusative. parent contracted from another word in the demonstrative sense. Parent contracted, demonstrative sense of entity, properly self, but generally used to point out more definitely the object of a verb or preposition, or namely, such unrepresented in English. Well, that's because it's Hebrew. It's not meant to be English. If we rightly divide the word, and if I put a dash in between this here, then you can say Aleph through Tav, because Aleph is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet and Tav is the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet. And then that would mean it's literally a spoken word. See, when God created, and He said He spoke in creation, then He had to make a sound. He had to make noises. And that sound and noise was the Hebrew word, the Aleph through the Tav. Also the first and the last. Also mentioned before the heavens, and it's mentioned again before the earth. And that would confirm what it says in John chapter 1, verse 1. Not pronounceable. It's kind of funny. Let's see if we can find it again. Right here in number 4. This is verse 4. Look. And see God's object marker, the light that be good, and separate God's interval, the light and interval, the darkness. So now, if I apply that, Aleph Tav, the way I have before, which they're calling object marker, which is, they're saying not pronounceable, which we beg to differ. It says, and see Elohim spoke. And then light that be good and separate Elohim interval. Now, let's see if we can find it again. Here it is in verse 7 again. And make Elohim object marker, the firmament, and separate. Now look. And make Elohim, by speaking, the firmament, and separate interval, the water. You see? It's throughout. There we go again. Oh yeah, this is cool. Check this out. And say, Elohim, grow the green earth, young grass, herb. Okay, you see that? Grow the grass, herb. That's what's going to be on the earth during creation. Remember that. Sow the seed of the tree. The fruit makes fruit too, kind of its kind. It's a relative, right? Did you hear what I just said? Okay. Seed in upon the earth and be thus, right? Okay. So now remember, I said that, right? Because, oh yeah, there was the other verse where it's talking about, the creation of man. Okay. Here's the same thing. If you go through this app, you'll see the same thing with the creation of man on the 6th day up here. I'm going to shorten the time on it just a little bit because it says the same thing. He spoke and that was created. But if you go to Genesis, right, and I believe it's verse 7, it talks about creating man again, right? Here we go. Now, see, but here's the difference. In this creation of man, you've got this one word. It's called shape. Okay. See, the angels was created, and a third of them they, fell from their place. There's a difference between creation and when God said He molded us. Yahweh said He shapes us, right? He's like the potter. Remember the prophecy of the potter? He's the potter that formed us. See, there's a difference. And there's another thing too. If Adam was born on the 6th day, and he lived 900 and some odd years, and a day to Yahweh is 1,000 years to us, right? So if you try and do the math there, there was a lot of stuff going on during Adam's life that was wicked. And if you look at creation for the 7th day, Yahweh said the 7th day was, He created it, He rested, and He saw it was good. So all this had to go down on the 8th day. So, anyways, we just have to beg to differ. We should be looking deeper into the Word than just translations. Because if we don't study the Word, we won't get the true understanding. Shalom.